Good Thursday morning, everybody, from the home office of the First Defense Doppler 3 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Austin Onek. Hope you've had a great week so far. A little bit on the hot side after that very nice cool start on Monday, and looking at some fairly quiet conditions as we get into the next couple of days. But the possibility of some more showers and thunderstorms are out there. We'll talk more about that in your complete forecast coming up in just a little bit. Questions, concerns, comments, ideas, complaints, if you absolutely have to. Email address right down here, austin.onek@WREG.com if you'd like to contact me directly on there. Start off with a little bit of cool weather that we could find somewhere in the solar system, looking into and around the area of Mars from the Curiosity rover. Temperature of Mars at this location anyway, and wherever the Mars rover is, 52 degrees Fahrenheit for a high temperature. That is pretty much a blistering summer day for Mars. That's incredible to see that warm a temperature up there. 90 degrees below zero, on the other hand, that was the low temperature at the Mars recording station, so a little bit of some change in the weather there, but Mars atmosphere is not like Earth. So if you'd like to see more about this, go to mars.nasa.gov, and you can check in on the Mars Curiosity rover and see what it's found out there. Also looking down toward McMurdo Station in Antarctica, looking toward, again, some very chilly conditions down that direction. A low of about, or current temperature of 8 degrees below zero Fahrenheit, and that was reported at about midnight, mid-south time, so nothing in the way of wind chills to speak of at this time. Winds were calm, so that was something to take a look at. And visibility from the South Pole cam from a couple of days ago, not really seeing for a lot of major problems out there. Current temperature at the South Pole, 78 degrees below zero with a wind chill of 115 degrees. So that helped to cool you off by just a little bit. If you'd like to find out more about this, just go to the United States Antarctic Program at usap.gov to find out more. We are currently 28 days and 1 hour and change away from the autumnal equinox. So we have just a little bit of time left before summer is out, about a month or so. Hard to believe it's gone that fast. But again, if you are going to be doing anything summer related, you've got a little bit of time left to go. Winter solstice is 117 days away. Earthquakes in the Mid-South, nothing to report in the last about 24 hours or so. Did have a couple on Tuesday around Osceola and back toward New Madrid, but at this point in time, we're just not seeing much of anything happening within the last 24 hours. Tropics, Gaston is now a hurricane out into the central Atlantic, almost midway point between the Lesser Antilles and the west coast of Africa, expected to be curving up and toward about Bermuda in the next few days. This wandering storm system over the area in and around the Caribbean is still not much of a problem, and it still does not have a name at this point in time. Looking in and around the area of this disturbance, it has been investigated by hurricane hunters, and it looks like another one is going to be scheduled to investigate the wave coming up later on. If this does not get anything in the way of more cohesion, it's a good possibility it's just going to remain a wave. But it says, again, from the National Hurricane Center, we may be looking at a 80% chance of development. Now, that is a significant thing to watch, because once again, we're expecting this storm system to impact at least the Bahamas and quite possibly Florida. Whether or not it makes its way into the Gulf of Mexico at this time as anything dangerous, we'll be watching that with a lot of interest. So once again, not a named storm at this point, but that's something we and the National Hurricane Center will be watching as well. National high and low temperature, 114 degrees at Death Valley, California yesterday, 19 degrees at Bondurant, Wyoming. So a bit of a change in the temperature there. You can see that at the Weather Prediction Center website at wpc.ncep.noaa.gov. For today and into the next couple of days, we've got a front sitting back to our north, which is going to be making its way slowly into the area. High pressure off to our east is going to try to move a little bit more moisture onshore. Now, this is not due to that tropical system, but just moisture from off a very warm Gulf of Mexico. By Friday into early Saturday, more chances of rainfall descending on the mid-south and overspreading the area. Once again, not because of that tropical system over the Bahamas in the next couple of days. This is where we're going to be seeing just chances of rainfall. Stay with us as we get into the course of the next couple of days. So watching that next cold cold front slowly try to make its way toward us, but not doing too much of a good job there. Main threat for today is again going to be the heat index values around 105 degrees today, this afternoon, and again into early this evening. So if you have any plans for getting outdoors today, please use caution, as we are going to be seeing again the possibility of some very hot weather out there, maybe even a heat advisory, but nothing from the National Weather Service on that. High temperatures today, lower to mid 90s across much of the Mid-South area. So if, again, you have any plans for out there, this is going to be something to take a look at for making certain that you stay very cool and also very hydrated. So something to remember if you're going to be outdoors. The heat index, again, by this afternoon is going to be looking at numbers going back into around the lower to mid 100s or so. So we will be looking at some very hot weather across parts of the Mid-South for later on this afternoon. Heading into tonight, low temperatures back in the lower to mid 70s across much of the area, fairly warm and muggy, and high temperatures on Friday, not quite as hot, but pretty close to normal for this time of the year. And also looking again at heat index temperatures tomorrow back in the mid to upper 90s, not bad for this time of the year. Nothing in the way of severe weather expected throughout the day today or into the next couple of days. Everything is well away from us, up toward around the area of Toledo, north of around Cleveland, and back into around Salina, Wichita, Kansas, northern portions of Oklahoma, and back toward Nevada, Missouri, in the west central part of the state there. But that's going to be it. Chances of seeing anything flying overhead tonight, again, the space plane OTV-4 will be flying overhead at about 8:11. Good viewing skies last night, and it'll be dim, but it should be visible from west, heading through the Big Dipper and right past the area around the North Star before fading as Pegasus rises in the east later on tonight. So if you'd like to try to see that, that's going to be a good view. Also, if you'd like to see a couple of good planets on the horizon tonight, Venus and Jupiter and Mercury may be visible depending on how much cloud cover we get out there. So hopefully you'll be able to see this trio of planets tonight. And again, don't forget about Mercury or Mars and Saturn being seen in the southern skies after sunset. That should be looking rather nice going on out there. Nothing going on in the way of major solar flares to talk about. Everything is decently quiet, kind of unsettled, with some energy flying off the sun. So the aurora was decently visible well to our north last night. Like to see more, go to spaceweather.com. Once again, if you haven't heard about this, the Memphis International Airport will be hosting a disaster exercise, and they need volunteers to act as the walking wounded and or worse, depending on what triage labels you as. Monday, September 19th, rain date a week later than that, 7:30 in the morning until 12 noon. Breakfast plans out there again will be seen out across the will be seen again for the possibility of getting into some good opportunities for helping in the area. Hopefully the rain stays away out there. Rain or shine, what this is again, you are basically play the part of the wounded. It's a good opportunity and experience for helping in your community to practice for disasters. If you'd like to know more about this, all you have to do is go to the Memphis International Airport website and contact them there, or contact Lori Morris at 922-8754, or email lmorris@flymemphis.com, and you can see more about what's going on there with all that information. This available from the Memphis International website or Twitter site at twitter.com/flymemphis, one word there. Also, National Weather Service is issuing new spotter training courses coming up over the next several months, September and October. If you'd like to attend these, they'll be all over the Mid-South, from Caruthersville, Missouri to Houston, Mississippi, and also Savannah, Tennessee. Numerous locations out there. Go to the National Weather Service website and click on the Skywarn information on the left-hand side menu, and you'll get more information there about where, when, and who to contact. Follow me on Google+, available at the information there. Just search out Austin Onek, WREG meteorologist, for that. Also available on Twitter if you'd like to know more. Again, that's twitter.com/aonic_WREG3 if you'd like to know more there. And also available on Facebook. Don't forget, this is National Banana Split Day, so go out and help yourself to a nice banana split at a local ice creamery if at all possible. This particular view from La Michoacana in Memphis, great place to go for homemade ice cream out there. And it's going to be a good day for ice cream in the Mid-South, so something to think about there if you are going to be heading out the door. Very warm day across the Mid-South today, so please keep that in mind. Be cautious and make certain that that you stay as hydrated as possible. You're going to need it on a day like this. From the First Defense Doppler 3 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Austin Onick. From the home office, I'm meteorologist Austin Onick. Stay tuned for more coming up with Todd Demers throughout the rest of the morning, and Tim and Jim coming up a little bit later on today on News Channel 3 first at 4 and following. And stay tuned for more also at WREG.com/weather. Thanks for joining me.